What is the difference between ICE, Trickle ICE, and ICE-lite?
Oh, that's a good one. So ICE is basically our whole process of punching holes through NAT. And we do that by exchanging candidates and then trying all the addresses in those candidates. Now, Trickle ICE is a optimization to how we gather these things, because what ICE traditionally would do is I would gather all the candidates I have, which means my host candidates, my server reflexive candidates from the stun server, and my relay candidates from the turn servers. And that would take time, but then I would take them, send them to you. You would start the same process.
Gathering. So I now gather my addresses, wait for the responses. They might not come. I might retry. I gather all the candidates, and then I'm going to start the ICE process once I finish that part.
Yes. Meanwhile, I'm totally bored.
Okay.
So what Trickle ICE does is I gather my host candidates, I send them to you. So you have something to do. You can already start checking these candidates. And I get my server reflexive candidate. I send it to you. You already start checking. And then finally, I get my relay candidates and send them to you as well.
But so it's like moving from single-threaded to multi-threaded, because I'm doing things in parallel.
Yes, it's parallelizing, and that means we have a lower connect latency in the end.
And WebRTC, for the most part, is built, based, designed, and uses by default Trickle ICE.
Yes, so it uses the optimized version out of the box. And if you want to use non-Trickle ICE, you're basically removing the optimization, and you should be very careful about doing that.
Okay. We still have ICE-lite.
ICE-lite is basically the realization that, this whole ICE process doesn't make sense if you're running this on a server, but you need to run it on a server because we need ICE for consent checks. So ICE-lite is basically the dumbed down version of ICE, where the browser, as an intelligent full ICE agent, is controlling what the other peer, the server, does. And it's very simple. You just need to respond to incoming stun messages.
So in a way, with ICE-lite, the server is kind of lazy. It wouldn't run I'm not going to collect my addresses. Sorry, I'm a server. I either know my public address or I don't care.
Yes.
And then the device that I'm working in front, the user, he should be doing all of that crap and sending me the candidates that he has, and I will just do the ICE work in front of his candidates.
Yes, yes. Even though most of the time for ICE-lite, you don't need as a server the client's candidates, because the client will send you stun packets, and that way you discover where it's coming from.
Okay. And I think it's also important to note that ICE is not a server, but rather a kind of an algorithm that uses stun and turn servers to do NAT reversal in the end.
Yes, yes. We made that mistake by calling it ICE servers, and people get confused a lot about signaling server versus stun server. Make sure to get the terminology right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.